Hi guys, Brittany with Enlight Beauty here. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos about all kinds of things, including veganism, which is the topic for today. I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of background on me and what my journey has been, getting to the point where I am 100% committed vegan. And it did take me about 5 years. I was not one of those lucky people to grow up raised vegan, and I grew up in the South actually, where we ate a lot of burgers and steaks and ribs and all those types of things, and at the time I was all about it. I ate really poorly for many years, even into my early to mid 20s, and the reason that I got into it was actually a little bit different than what a lot of people get into it for. Most people do it for either ethical, like humane aspect, diet reasons, like being healthier, or the environmental impact. And I've met a lot of people who have actually done it for just solely one of those reasons or more than one of those reasons. So for me, it was actually more about a spiritual aspect of it. My dad kind of always raised me to be a seeker and look beyond the surface of things and really just go deep down into what was going on behind the scenes. And I just felt really inspired. I guess I was in my mid-20s. I started researching a lot about consciousness expansion and the ascension path, what it means to be happy and live a blissful lifestyle, and just sort of seeing a lot of information about how all matter is energy. And if you want to raise your vibrational frequency, raise your vibrational state, putting high vibrational substances in your body is really important for that, because it's true, we do become what we eat on an energetic vibrational level. So plants, fresh vegetables and fruits and things of that nature are obviously the most high vibrational substances that you can put in your body. So I decided I was going to try it out, and initially I went full strictly raw vegan. It was really awesome doing that. Definitely not as easy when you're on a super tight budget, but I pulled it off there for a period of time, and then I kind of started incorporating more cooked vegetables and some of the processed stuff, but I kept that pretty minimal, and did pretty well with it for a period of time. But then I sort of had a moment where I decided that I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue down the career path that I was on. I was an esthetician in the med spa environment, and I just kind of wanted more, and took some time off to regroup and move back home. And when I was living with family, that's when I kind of took a nosedive back into old habits, and really I feel in retrospect that all of that was due to just straight up ignorance. I hadn't up until that point really watched any of the documentaries or seen the videos, just video clips, footage of farm factories and what goes on in there behind the scenes. I hadn't really looked at any of the pictures. It was sort of that stereotypical mentality of like, oh, I know these sad things happen, but it's too painful for me to look at that stuff, so I'm just going to avoid it, and which is kind of a really selfish way of going about things. So I kept up with that for a period of time, and then once I moved out and got back on my own, I went back into doing all vegan food. When I would go out and shop, I would never buy animal products or anything like that, but what I would do is eat food that I knew had meat or dairy sometimes in it, when I was out at social gatherings where it was something that I hadn't purchased, and I kind of rationalized it like, oh, well, I didn't buy this, so I'm not contributing to it. But again, it was being ignorant to the truth of what actually happens leading up to the point where those things are there. So I went on like that for a period of time, and then for whatever reason, I just started probably collectively being around people and information that was sort of seeping in. And that's why I feel like it's so important to remember that even no matter how resistant somebody seems to your words, if you are vegan trying to convince somebody that you're close to switch to the vegan diet, they may seem like they're so resistant and not willing in any way, shape, or form, but the seed does get planted, and it does actually come up eventually, I feel. And it did for me, at least, even though I was already on that path. I just kind of started feeling inspired to look at the documentaries and look at the clips, and read more about what was happening in the factories and the slaughterhouses, and just educating myself really. And it was just like onslaught of sponge mode and, you know, absorbing information. And it was really hard, you know, with the Earthlings. Took me about 5-6 tries to actually get through it from start to finish. But once I did, you know, I was really, really glad that I did, because it just gave me such an arsenal of knowledge and understanding about why it is that, you know, we're doing what we're doing on that level. And yeah, I stopped being willing to eat any of it from that point forward, you know, and I haven't looked back. And you know, it just now, when I see food items that I maybe would have in the past have eaten just because it was there, even though I didn't buy it, now I look at it and go, wow, there's an animal somewhere in the world right now that is living in its own filth and horrible conditions, where it can barely move around, maybe just been ripped away from its mother, or a mother who's just had its baby taken away from it, and is just kind of waiting to die, waiting to go to the slaughterhouse, or drop from exhaustion. And it really just changes my perspective on how appealing those things seem. So I am here on this path, really trying to inspire people to look into it and be willing to watch those videos, because for me it was a game changer. It really made a big difference for me, and how much knowledge I had, and you know, my educational aspect of it was very lacking prior to that. And it really does help you if you're one of those people that has been doing a vegan diet or trying to do it, but yet, you know, you get cravings, or when you're out with family, you know, cave in and eat something sometimes that isn't vegan. Watching those videos and those documentaries are really going to help you stay on track and keep you true to what it is that you're already trying to do. So anyway, I hope I see you guys again soon, and have a good day.